Welcome to the Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders podcast. Prepare to take a dive into all things mythical, eerie and downright strange. Stick around. You might just enjoy yourself. Hello everyone and welcome to Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders. I'm your host James Alexander, and on this podcast we're going to be talking about some fantastical folklorian myths, legends and genuinely weird stuff from around the world. It's going to be very interesting and we do hope you enjoy it. So joining me today on the show is Lewis Carter, hailing from Derbyshire, Ripley, or Ripley, Derbyshire. That's in the Midlands, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is in the Midlands. And I'm from Birmingham, which is also in the Midlands. Our other guest is Junan Collins.
What's up?
Hello. So, Junan, where in the Midlands are you from?
I'm from Reading, which depends where you draw the line.
Where
is right at the south of the Midlands.
Right. So, technically, not Midlands.
Technically not, no. But I'm here nonetheless.
So, why are you here?
Well, I'm here
it's
for
a
the
mystery.
podcast.
It's a mystery.
Right.
Or it could be a Marvel. We'll see how it goes first.
It's definitely not a Midlander.
Definitely not.
Shame. So, this is actually episode 2. The first episode we did was just me and Lewis kind of talking about various weird stuff from around the world. And today, we're going on to a different format. We're going to talk particularly about a certain story. Get the boys' discussion, get their opinions, see how they feel. And hopefully, you'll enjoy it while you're listening to it. The first story is called Harry Ca-Nab, or Harry Ca-Nab. Either of you gentlemen familiar with that story at all?
I've never heard of Harry Ca-Nab.
No, is it?
But what can Harry Nab?
Yeah.
Well, that's the
is
thing.
Is it related to Andy McNabb?
I can't actually comment on that. I mean, maybe we'll figure that out as we go. We'll think about it. Maybe he is. But I looked up pronunciations for Harry Ca-Nab because I didn't want to butcher it, you know. Didn't want to invoke his wrath. But the only thing that came up was how to say Porsche. So, yeah. Or is it Porsche?
So he's going to be Harry Porsche from now on.
Yeah, he's Harry Porsche. Yeah. So Harry Ca-Nab, let's get straight into it, is one of the West Midlands' own regional aspects to the Wild Hunt myth, legend, what have you. So you guys familiar with the Wild Hunt?
No.
I've heard of The Witcher.
Right. So
No, let's just assume that's a no, shall we?
Well, no. The Wild Hunt they use in The Witcher is based on the myth, for sure. But what
fill us in.
I'll fill you in. I'll fill you in real good. But yeah, the Wild Hunt is a massive European folk tale. And basically, it typically involves a chase of deranged souls through the sky or in a forest. And it's usually led by or escorted by a really, big member of, folklore. And there's just a group of ghostly hunters with them. It's basically a massive, convoy of just hunters chasing through the night. Like that song, Convoy. You know, Convoy! You know that song?
I know the one.
Yeah, you know this. Yeah, it's fine. Good. So, the leader of the hunt is usually a big name figure, as I said. Like in Germanic legends, it's been Odin, but also there's a lot of biblical names in there as well. You got Herod, Cain, Gabriel, or even the devil himself. Which is pretty... I think if I was going to see the Wild Hunt, you probably want to see the devil. It'd be the scariest thing, but it's the devil.
Well, you know, it's like go hard or go home, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
You want the you want the big boy himself.
I mean, obviously Odin's a big deal, but it'd be a bit weird seeing Odin in England, really, wouldn't it? That's not really his department.
Yeah, that and the fact that he's a good guy, isn't he? Whereas the devil was like the worst of the worst. So
I have to combat that because a lot of media I've been watching, playing lately, Odin's he's not very nice.
Well, Norse mythology in general, Roman mythology, Greek mythology, the gods are gods, but they're also kind of bastards.
Yeah.
So,
which is just like us humans, so I guess ultimately they're not so different, apart from they could probably crush your head with their bare hands. Lewis, are you familiar with Odin? Are you?
I've played God of War.
That's enough. That's enough. I mean, he wasn't actually in the first game, but that is enough.
We talk
Okay with
about
that.
him a lot.
They
I
do
don't know
talk
what
about
he
him a
looks
lot.
like. What does he look like? What does he do?
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah. He looks like Hannibal Lecter a little bit.
With the mask and everything.
If you watch the Marvel films, he is played by Anthony Hopkins. So just picture, when you think of Odin, just think of Anthony Hopkins, but with a white beard.
Yeah. And just being
And an eye patch.
pretty elusive and possibly a bad father. Yeah, it's fair to say that. But yeah, in the Midlands, it's been said that the hunt is led by Wild Hedrick, which sounds like a Bloodborne character in itself. Now, I tried to look into Wild Hedrick, and there's literally nothing on the guy. So just know in the Midlands that the Wild Hunt is Wild Hedrick's game. All right, no one else sees it. It's Wild Hedrick. Or the devil, you know. It's down to your interpretation. So the hunters are generally souls of the dead or ghostly dogs, sometimes fairies, valkyries, or elves. It's a proper tasty folklore soup, basically.
Okay, you got just about every aspect of folklore in there that you can get.
Everyone's there. Everyone is here.
Who knew they all wanted to be in the Midlands?
I mean, it's not just focused on the Midlands, but this is, this is part of the myth in the Midlands. So, everyone wants a piece of the Wild Hunt. So where does old Harry come into this? We've been talking about the Wild Hunt. Who's Harry? Well, glad you asked. So imagine it's a dark, dark night in rural West Midlands. The sound of Hocus Pocus by Focus is flowing on the wind. I do hope you know what that song is, because it'll make it all the better. Harry Ca-Nab is in his little hermit hut doing weights, getting ready for a night of no good. Harry Ca-Nab was said to be the devil's own huntsman, his personal rude boy. He hunted around the Tlent Hills and Licky Hills area on stormy nights, riding out with his own pack of Gabriel hounds from their pen at Halesowen, which apparently is actually said to mean Hell Zone. I've always heard of Halesowen, but never thought or connected that it actually sounds like Hell's Own.
Do you reckon it's one of those old English things where the words have just sort of adapted and changed a little bit over time?
Maybe, yeah.
That could be it. They might have used to say Owen instead of Owen.
Yeah, that's true. So apparently also Gabriel hounds are named that due to the fact which their howls are meant to foretell death. And also in Yorkshire, they have human faces.
What, the dogs?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that the Neil Gaiman movie Mirror Mask?
I've never even heard of it.
Right, I watched this as a kid. Absolutely, just scarred me for life. But there's cats in there with human faces.
Ooh.
Honestly, if you need to picture it, look at images from that film. Most terrifying thing you've ever seen in your life.
It's funny you should mention cats with human features, because there's a small short film, I don't know if you've ever seen it, called The Cat with Hands. Have you ever seen it?
I have not.
It's on YouTube.
Amazing.
It's about 4 minutes long, and it's horrible. It's terrifying. It's like some old guys explained to this guy by a well about this cat, which basically basically steals part of bodies and then it eats you. Like there's a bit where the cat's just sitting on a well, but it's got human hands, and it I can't remember what it does now. It basically touches the kid and puts his hand over his face, and the kid just disappears, and he's got no face, and then the cat eats him. It's honestly horrific. It's really disturbing.
Yeah. That will ruin my day.
Yeah,
I've got a cat that I love. I don't want to be scared of him.
As do I. If she tried to eat me, she'd have a bloody task on her hands, I tell you that, mate. I wouldn't go down without a fight. Lewis, how do you feel about all this so far?
The Egyptians liked cats with faces.
The Sphinx.
What? Cats with faces?
Yeah.
They're cats with human heads, weren't they, Sphinx?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking about Anubis and stuff, and he was a jackal. Sorry, I was way off.
Sphinx.
So, yeah.
They had a bit of a thing with, combining heads of one thing and bodies of another, didn't they? They had, the god Ra, which was like a bird head on a human.
They're a proper 50-50 culture, weren't they?
Yeah. That was some proper splice and dice.
We'll bury you, but we'll take 50% of your organs out.
Just swap it over.
Yeah. Put some sawdust in there instead. It's kooky. It's kooky, guys. Don't worry about it. It's kooky. It's what we do.
Marvels, mysteries, and
Midlanders? He's the devil's own huntsman. The devil chose him himself. And so he's in Halesowen, Clent Hills, Licky Hills, riding about on stormy nights, causing no good. And apparently the devil himself actually liked to ride along with him. They used to go on ride-alongs together on the back of giant white bulls. Which is...
Cool.
That's kind of cute.
It's cute.
They used to just go on little late-night excursions just to cause trouble.
Yeah, that's riding hand in hand around the rural West Midlands area. I bet the devil had his little black cape and hood on, his horns popping out. You know, Harry was just rippling with sweat from working out just mere minutes before the ride. Guys, I think we found the devil's secret lover.
Yeah. I mean, either that or there was there's an odd relationship there. Maybe the devil was just like super into buff dudes. Oh, God. Well, that's us cursed.
Yep. Satan, I apologise. Lewis, how do you feel about all of this so far as well?
Bulls. That is
white bulls.
Exactly, yeah. Do you think they're them like ones that are pure muscle? That's what I'm imagining.
I would definitely...
I've seen a picture of them.
You mean the ones where it physically looks like their muscles is tearing out of their skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice of steed, to be fair.
Yeah,
it's like one of those...
exactly.
I think if you ran into it, you wouldn't get knocked over, you'd just explode.
Yeah, I think you just stop existing at that point, wouldn't you?
It's just deleted from history. Like, your past is gone.
You never existed.
You never existed at all. Yeah. So apparently Harry Ca-Nabb's choice of prey was typically boars. But you definitely wouldn't want to run into him either, because apparently if you got caught up with Harry or the devil and you made eye contact, oh, you're in trouble. There's not much really out there that says exactly what he does, but apparently one of them is that you may end up eating your own children for supper, or, suffering for all eternity. One or the other.
I think the first one would probably lead to the second one anyway. That's like... Because if we're going on sort of Christian values and Christian sort of figures here, I think murdering and eating your children is pretty much a big no-no. That in most religions anyway, but...
I mean, I've considered it, eating my future children. Just...
Yeah.
When you think about weird stuff, it's just like, yeah, I'd probably eat a kid. My own kid, yeah, sure.
Well, this is the thing, is I don't know if human flesh is something I could ever try. I'd be up for trying most foods, but I don't know. I think I'd draw the line at human.
I said to my wife, I'd only eat human flesh if I wasn't aware it's human flesh.
Well, yeah, but that's not your fault. That's a bit like, that's Hannibal, that is. Just going around for dinner, and he's like, "Whoa, what you got?" It's liver. Don't worry about it.
It's long pig. Why are you laughing so much, Dr. Lecter? It's just a funny joke.
I thought of something earlier today in work.
Oh, man, So I'm just looking at Lewis on the cameras at the moment. He's just sitting there in his blanket looking amused the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's really uncomfortable.
I'm just thinking, you make eye contact then, how does that work? Is it just for a split second or...
Well, like I said, I don't have the exact kind of blueprint for the myth. I just know that apparently if you come across him or look him directly in the eye, it's a kiddie stew.
Right. Because they say, don't they? They say that like if you make eye contact with somebody for 5 seconds and they don't look away, you're like in there.
What?
You're like in there. Seduction tips with Lewis.
Yeah.
Is this true?
So if you looked at him for 5 seconds and he didn't look away out of embarrassment, then you might be alright.
Well, maybe that's why you die. Maybe the devil gets super jealous.
He's like,
ooh, hands off.
Cass!
But yeah, what happens if you just sort of walked up to them and just like covered your eyes?
Don't look at me. I don't know you're here.
I'm not looking in your direction. Then you could just back away slowly.
You're not the devil. You're not the devil. You're not Harry Ca-Nab. Yeah, I know. I'm going home. Bye.
Because I mean, if they're riding massive white bulls, it's like
you're asking for attention. You're asking for the attention.
Yeah, and like if someone's going to see that, they're going to be like, "Oh, there's these two geezers on a couple of white bulls. Maybe they've just been on like a lash down the pub. See what's going on." And you walk over, make eye contact, and that's it. Game over.
And if you're using like the local roads as well, it's like at the end of the day, people are walking up there. I mean, I know you're out at night, but some people work night shifts. Have some respect for the working populace. Some of us can't just live with the spirits. Some of us aren't in a affair with the devil. Some of us just work at the ironmongers. Okay.
Yeah, maybe you're just out like doing a little bit. You couldn't sleep, so you would go out to the wheat field and you do a little bit of late night hoeing, and just sort
I don't know
of
what the
gather
term late night hoeing is just
well,
good.
It's changed its meaning over the years. But yeah, you go out, you just do a bit of late night hoeing, get your flour your wheat together, ready to mill, and then you're like, right, okay, cool, I'm knackered now. Actually, that's done me. I'm sorted out. I'll probably go to sleep. So you start walking home, ready to go to bed, and then you come across the devil in an old Ca-Nab, and you're just like, well, that's it, game over. I just wanted to do a bit of late night hoeing, and now I'm meeting my children.
But maybe if you looked into the devil's eyes for 5 seconds, based on Lewis's love time law, maybe it'd be like a, why do birds suddenly appear? And then next thing you know, you're the next Harry Ca-Nab. You're the buff guy on the bull. Harry's just some loser who lives in a hut.
Or what if you're like you got a bit of a lazy eye and you sort of accidentally stare both of them in the eyes for 5 seconds? Are you in like some sort of satanistic 3-way orgy? Is that like you're like, oh no, now we're polyamorous with the devil.
This is a night you'll never forget.
Oh god, that'd be terrible.
I mean,
but they couldn't be jealous because you're doing, hitting on both of them at the same time. Then,
but
either they're into it or they're not.
You'd instantly get like probably like hung for witchcraft, though. I mean, you'd either not talk about it, but I think the constant smolder from your behind when you return to the village may raise some eyebrows.
Oh god, that's an image, isn't it?
It is. It really, really is. Lewis, what's your thoughts on where this has gone?
I mean, I think we should leave them two to it. We've got a good thing going.
Have they?
Well, I would say so. Riding around on white bulls at night. I think it's a good thing.
It is pretty romantic, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So,
like Bonnie and Clyde.
But
just a bit, more murdering than bank robbing.
It'd be Lucy and Harry, wouldn't it? Harry and Lucy? Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? I love what we've done to this new layer we've added to this myth. I think it's a whole it's a whole new thing. I say
this is a fan fiction.
Start updating the Wikipedia page of this secret love affair. So moving on. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say. So has he been like? Is this like eyewitness accounts as well?
Well, that's the thing. So there was a pub called the Sugarbrook on Sugarbrook Lane over that way. And apparently Harry Ca-Nab is supposedly actually been seen in and around the pub. The pub's now closed, but apparently was seen in and around it. With Lucifer, I can't comment, but maybe Lucifer was in one of his human forms. You don't know.
He must have been like a real dude at some point.
Yeah, I think he's maybe one of those people who's just he had such an eccentric or maybe just such a strange, persona about him that, things were written and he's just slowly become like this mythological folklorian character. He was just a normal, like Tom Bombadil in Lord of the Rings, he's like sort of like that kind of weird, like magical. You look at him, he's a normal dude, but maybe he just did things that weren't particularly magical, but it just kind of, everyone else was kind of like, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Just this like, old Harry who lives on the hill on his own, who doesn't ever come into town. Next thing you know, you made up stories saying he bangs the devil.
I heard that he rides bulls and he's having it off with the devil, I heard.
He rides bulls and then rides the devil.
Oh man.
No, you ruined the myth.
You ruined the myth. Right,
It didn't take long.
So this will add another layer to the. So it said that Harry Ca-Nab was chosen by the devil because he would go hunting on Sundays, rather than recognise it as the Catholic Sabbath day. Naughty, naughty.
Okay, so that might be why. That might be why he was considered in fraternity with the devil, shall we say? Because he just didn't hold up to the Sabbath. He was like, no, Sundays.
And the devil was just like, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna hunt you. I'm hunting you. I'm gonna hunt that ass. Yeah!
We need to get off gay devils.
Can't. No, so
we've got new folklore coming in.
A typical motif, apparently, is anyone bragging that they were too busy having fun to celebrate Sunday Mass. Apparently, typically found their life full of misadventure. Apparently, so there it is.
That would make sense. It's a day of worship. If you don't spend it worshipping, then.
Do you guys spend Sunday worshipping?
I do not, but I don't. Society's turned to a much more secular state now. It's much more accepted to spend your Sundays working, as I do, or generally not worshipping. No, not for me. Not for me.
I think Harry. I don't think he'd fit into our modern world. He'd just be everyone else. He'd just be another one of us. Maybe he'd have a podcast talking about.
Yeah, which is weird because I'm waiting for the devil to come pay me a visit and
why
invite me hunting. If I'm doing the same thing wrong as old Harry Ca-Nab.
Think about society, though. Not many people actually do go to Sunday Mass that I know. So the devil's just working his way through him, mate. He's got a big list of people he's riding. Yeah. I mean, hunting with, So he's just. You'll get your turn, Junan. Okay, you'll get your romp with the devil.
Oh wait, I'm here. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere.
So now,
plenty of time.
Ultimately, Harry has just become one of those many figures that are enriched into England's history, whether you want to believe in it or not. And that is the story of Harry Ca-Nab. That is it.
Oh, that is it. Harry Ca-Nab Harry Ca-Nab, the hunter for the devil. With the devil.
He's the buffest, just meanest hunter around in the Midlands, at least. So yeah.
Right. Well, to be fair, I'd never heard of Harry Ca-Nab before.
I hadn't until I was looking into local kind of. And obviously with this podcast. Originally, I wanted to keep everything fairly local, but I was like, there's so many great little myths and legends around the country, the world, that I was just like, I'll start with a local one and, branch in and out.
That's the joys of Britain, isn't it? It's been around for hundreds upon hundreds of years with many different sort of invaders and settlers of all types. So the folklore is abundant and just wide, because you've got the Vikings, you got the Celts, you got the Saxons, you got the Romans, you got all of it. So,
these old stones.
Exactly. There's plenty to discover when we go if we go searching.
Exactly. Lewis, what's your thoughts on Harry Ca-Nab? What's your thoughts on all of this strange hunting tale? Tell me your thoughts.
Cool name. Definitely cool name. Questionable friends, I would say. Activities, not really what I would do, but I mean, each to their own. You've got to find a hobby, haven't you? You've got to find something you like doing.
Well, yeah,
and it's good for your mental health. I mean, if it's not hurting anybody, you're alright. Just don't look at him. Put your sunglasses on. Nod to him as he rides past.
Hold on. Lewis, you do realise this isn't a modern legend. This is way before sunglasses probably existed.
Ye old sunglass hat.
Put on ye oldie sunglasses, Paul. It's just two black stones. Ah!
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, want to see near a pub?
You know what? It's completely true. I take that back. Yeah, you're right.
You know, when I'm thinking is like outside a flat roof pub, bit of a rough pub.
Yeah.
He rocks up on his ball. He's like, come on. Use a pint, mate. But it's not. He's in olden times, is he?
Yeah.
When we're talking.
See, I tried to look into that. I couldn't find a particular century he was about, but in my mind, I've got like 1600s. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know about you, Junan. But then again, the Wild Hunt is proper old, so it could be way older than that. Middle Ages.
Yeah, he might just be one of those folklore figures that's just popped up every now and
He's
then.
timeless.
You know, the ones where they just appear, everyone says they've seen them and everyone's like shitting themselves. And then they vanish for like 300 years. And then suddenly, guess who's back?
It's me.
Harry Ca-Nab.
Harry Ca-Nab. I wonder why it sound like Harry Ca-Nab. He'd be like, "You want to get your crusted, you little boy. You the devil, the proper rabbit off with me, aye we." I can do so many accents, but I can't do my own local accent. For some reason, I just have this weird... Anyway, moving on. Yeah,
Well, you can do about a million accents more than me.
Oh. Time for an accent off, let's go. But yeah, that's the story of Harry Ca-Nab, guys. I do hope you found it. I mean, I personally felt we went even deeper with that topic than ever imagined.
We got into the motivations. He hunted to impress Satan, so you can get some red hot Satan love.
Good shot, Harry. Thanks, Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. Maybe the devil's a woman. This isn't a gay love affair.
Well, maybe, but it also could be just a pet name,
Oh yeah, all that.
Like how I could call you Junebug instead of Juno.
And that's people have. In fact, I've been followed by Junebug since secondary school.
I'm sorry that I called it you when I first met you, but it's just...
No, that's absolutely fine. I've been called worse. In primary school,
right.
The name Junan rhymes with Poonan, so that was
for God's sake.
Hours of entertainment in primary school. That was
Junan Punani, mate.
classic. I nearly went down the deed office after school, and everyone started calling me that. I was like, well, I kind of miss it. So time to
call me it again, please. Yeah,
call me Poonan.
Call me. Go on, do it. Just do it one more time, please.
Lewis, so what have you got for us? So you've got a little story. So what we're going to do with Lewis on the podcast, he's going to find a weird story every week from around the world. It's not going to be a folklore tale, maybe not always. But what have you got for us this week, Lewis?
It's a bit of dose of reality. So
I'm ready to get grounded.
My story is, breakups, they can be bad. And this one was particularly bad because the storyline, or the headline, should I say, is I split up with my boyfriend yesterday. I fell asleep while he was packing and he stole my toilet.
Right.
There's revenge, and then there's petty revenge.
There is a picture as well, Lewis, isn't there?
Yeah, and
enjoy that, listeners.
A hole in the ground. Just imagine a hole in the ground of a bathroom
with tiles around it.
Yeah, and something that looks like I don't know, what do you say? A bit toffee-like around the hole.
Yeah, not gonna lie, the floor is a bit dirty.
So what's the story with this? Like, is there a reason that they broke up and he was like, I'm having the toilet. That's coming with me.
Look at the picture, and Lewis is like toffee around the hole, and he's not lying. There's toffee around the hole, man. There's
you
toffee.
Sure that's toffee?
I don't know. I don't want to know what it is. But also, Lewis, if you look to the right, he's also taken all the tissue. There's no tissue left.
Yeah. Well, you don't need it, do you? Because there's no toilet.
There is brown stains on the wall where it once was as well.
Yeah.
Oof.
But
sometimes you miss. Sometimes you clean your bathroom as well.
All right. So I've just got I've just looked at the post, and there's There is absolutely no context. Okay.
Yeah. It's just he saw my toilet. We broke up.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I've done a bit more research, but it's quite. This guy is a plumber, so he knows what he's doing. He knows how to nick your toilet. So be careful what you say to him when you're around him. Like,
I'll remember that though. Thank you. Yeah. If I ever meet him. So
if he has to go to your toilet, just think about your relationship with him, seeing if you've pissed him off in any way, because you might find that you've got a missing toilet.
Do you think the moral of the story here is just if you're breaking up with a plumber or a handyman of any description, do it nicely, otherwise you might wake up with bits of your house just
gone.
Yeah. Yeah, so there is a little bit more to it. So he said,
fill us in.
Apparently this girl's toilet was broken. And he said, I'll fix it. And then when they broke up, he said, I'm taking the toilet.
In that exact tone as well, I hope.
Yeah,
I'm taking the toilet.
I paid for it, I fitted it, I'm taking it.
I mean, I guess that's a solid ground to stand on.
Isn't it? It's like, it probably is his toilet.
What would you do with it?
And he was just lending.
We'll use it, I hope.
Yeah.
It's not attached to anything. It's like going to IKEA and just taking a shit in the toilets there.
His house is just full of toilets. Every room there's like 4 toilets in it, man.
Maybe it was one of them, fancy ones, them ones that like
you see like the slow closing lid and
a bidet and
built in.
Like, have you seen them? They're like pre-rinse the toilet for you, and then after you're done, you get a squirt, cleans your bottom, and then get this, got a built-in dryer.
Oh my God.
Built-in dryer, mate. Built-in dryer. So you ain't got to
work out if that would be pleasant or not.
I have to ask, what's the pressure of the spray?
What
if you have a particularly messy release? Is one spray enough?
I think you can modulate the spray.
But at what point do you reckon it goes from being just a cheeky little bum spray just after you're done
to
like a full-blown enema? I'm taking off. This thing is going for it.
Still not clean!
I think that's up to the user.
That's true.
But we've all been petty at one point in our lives.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think I have the pettiness within me to take someone's toilet just because they broke up with me. Like that's commitment to being upset, isn't it?
I always have to comment on the fact that she fell asleep while he was packing.
Yeah.
How long was he taking?
Also, if evidently he's taken the toilet, it didn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
If it went that badly, you wouldn't just be like, all right, okay, well, I'm gonna go for a nap. You do what you got to do, because something will happen. Like you'll take your toilet.
Because if he was a crazier person, you could be like, she's asleep, right? You get a throttle her. You know what I mean? Like he could have gone full serial killer on her.
Our light-hearted story just went back to being dark again.
Sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Had red-hot, passionate Satan love and murdering toilet thieves.
Well, murdering the breaker up. I don't know who broke it. Oh yeah, I split up with my boyfriend yesterday. So yeah, don't break toilet plumbers' hearts is the moral. I'm also looking at I've looked at the comments here. I've sorted them by controversial. That's where you find the real gold.
The classic, yeah.
And the first one is, that is such an alpha move. I mean,
is it?
Is it?
Is it? Yeah. Oh, you're head of the pack.
Yeah.
You've taken a toilet.
Yeah. Here's the next one from someone. You probably deserve it.
See, this is the thing I love about Reddit. Is it's just like people can get no context whatsoever, and they're like, "Well,
not at all.
I've come to a conclusion that you deserve to have your toilet stolen." I've got no reason to believe it, but I think that's the case.
Here's a really condescending one. You fell asleep while he packed up. Not too bright, are you? He deserves the toilet. Wow. What a dick!
Yeah, well, that's, even if they are stupid, they deserve a toilet. I think everyone deserves a toilet.
And look at this one I like as well. I'm going to have to act outraged for this one. Come on. He broke up with you because you don't have to mop around the toilet. Really? You post that dirty-looking floor for the world? I would be extremely embarrassed showing that lack of bathroom hygiene. Gross!
That's brilliant.
And so someone just replied, because it's solely their job to mop up, is it? Wow. Could read these all day.
There's a good one. I mean, that dude is kind of a badass.
Dude's
is
kind
he?
of a better. Is he?
Is he? Like, can you imagine Vin Diesel just the toilet thief?
I'm breaking up with you. I'm taking the toilet.
I mean, what he's done there is he's took a toilet, but he's left a great story.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's it, isn't it?
And
you'll never forget it.
Yeah,
you'll never forget the guy that stole your toilet after you broke up with him.
It's true. He's definitely gone down in somebody's personal history. If I was going to break up with someone and do something toilet related, I'd just set the toilet on fire. That's more badass. Dangerous, but
yeah, you might burn down their house though, and then all of a sudden you're the scorned ex that's murdered someone.
Not going out anymore. It's man, cool times.
Well, I mean,
oh man. So Lewis, overall, thank you for that story. Honestly, fantastic. How do you feel about it? Ultimately,
I think it's surprising. It's confusing. It's definitely got a U-bend in it.
I mean, solid point.
Yeah, like toilets are fixed down though, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a job.
It'd be a noisy job as well.
Yeah. Why are you taking the sledgehammer in the bathroom? No reason. Don't worry about it.
I thought you didn't care about what I thought anymore.
I think though, as far as revenge goes, like it's quite expensive. It's really just sort of throws a spanner in the works.
It does.
But it doesn't hurt anyone. So
if you've got diarrhea, it might hurt. But you could just sit on the toffee hole and do it that way.
You just have to shit in the hole. You're just gonna have to do it. It's like European style. Just gonna have to pop a squat and aim.
It's true. We took the tissue as well, man.
Funnel.
The tissue is the real kicker.
That is, although I don't know, if you're in a bathroom, you've got a shower there. You could. It's kind of gross, but you could just.
Yeah, we've all been there, mate. Don't worry, we've all been there.
Sometimes it's got to be done.
Sometimes you just gotta dump in the shower.
This is like episode 1 of the podcast, and we've now got into shitting.
Technically 2. We've already got gay Satan and crapping in shower. So it's a hell of a debut.
Episode 1, part 2.
Yeah, I'll go with that. It's a hell of a debut.
It's like on the plus side, it could only go up from.
I certainly hope so.
Well, yeah,
we'll see next time. see where we go with that.
But yeah, so
yeah, guys, I think we've covered just about everything we've got for this week. It's been it's been
smashed it.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I've had an absolutely lovely time.
It's been a nice natter, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel so enlightened and disturbed, but mostly enlightened.
Yeah, I mean, these are the topics we don't normally get onto.
No,
so
I can't say I've discussed any of these with you really yet, but
I've never really, I've never thought about stealing a toilet, let alone talking about it.
Well, here we are.
But here we are. Now I know. If I ever need to get revenge, the toilet gets it.
Toilet always gets it. Guys, thank you so much. You've both been brilliant. thank you.
It's a pleasure.
For your input, June and Lewis. And also, Lewis, thank you for your fantastic real-life story.
No problem.
So down to earth.
And well, I guess I'll see you guys next time.
See you next time, guys. And remember, you see Harry Ca-Nab, just put your sunglasses on.
Put your sunglasses on. Back away. Don't look at him in the eye for 5 seconds.
Forget it even happened. So yes, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Marvel's Mysteries and Midlanders. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and I do hope you have a great week. Thank you, and until next time, I'm James Alexander. He's June and Collins.
I'm June and Collins.
And he's Lewis Carter.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. I can't fucking find my way out.